Look at this kid. What is he, 5? Where's his parents? Where the hell is that kid's parents? Is this his father? Anyway, I've been quite amazed. I've been quite amazed by how far that Wolcott hotel story went, the army in the hotel in New York story. Obviously, everybody saw it went crazy. People were messaging me and everything saying, hey, you're going viral on TikTok. And I said, I'm not even on TikTok. So that was weird, but I mean, I'm glad it happened and that attention came onto the story. But I want to talk about some of the strange stuff that's going on because, I mean, it really went far. I was looking into the Hotel Walcott. People saw I went back over there to ask them, WTF with the Army. And they didn't, they said the manager would be there on Tuesday. So this was stupid, I guess, but part of me thought I would get a chance to speak to like some reasonable hotel manager type person who would explain to me what is going on with the Army having been there. But that didn't happen. So just first of all, for me, remember, I was just walking around doing a regular live stream like I do all the time, like I am right now. And I just walked by that hotel and saw those Army guys there. And somebody clipped that out of my video. I wasn't trying to go viral. I had no idea what was going on there. I wasn't trying to say that the Army was or was not doing something or the other. I just walked by. The Army was standing there. I said to the guy, is the Army making this place into a migrant shelter? And he shook his head, no. It doesn't mean that guy knows what the hell he's doing there. And just all that happened is it started getting weird. He shook his head no. I turned the camera around and said, well, then what is going on? What are you doing here? The Marine then said, we were invited by the state. I'm pretty sure that was a mistake for him to say. Even if it's true, they might have been invited by the state, and that makes sense. I get it. I'm not asking him, how did you get here? I'm saying, what the hell are you doing here? And he probably is not supposed to answer that. But the whole, we're invited by the state, that starts to go to the Posse Comitatus Act, the governor's ability to have, emergency powers and stuff like that. So, I presume that it's a migrant shelter simply because we've got a migrant crisis going on. There's tons of migrants around, tons of migrants being sheltered. It's kind of the biggest story right now. They're saying 3 out of 4 people being arrested in Times Square are migrants. And by the way, it's not like we had a lot of cops. Well, let me rephrase. I was going to say, it's not like we had a lot of cops standing around doing nothing before. We did, but it wasn't because there was no need to arrest anyone. What I'm saying is, that's a lot more crime. Now look at this. So this is a regular police precinct that I walk by all the time, but I haven't seen them having these, I don't even know what you would call these little sort of like police golf carts, but it seems like a lot more of those right now for some reason. I don't know why. But, I did this walk the other day, and we saw that this hotel, the Stewart Hotel that houses migrants, that has certain characteristics around it in that, first of all, the Army is not here. I've never seen the Army here. And, we've got certain things happening outside these migrant hotels, like that guy's, the mayor of the sidewalk holding court. The police are hanging out here. So is it that they're using the Army at that hotel because they don't have enough police? Those guys were texting. Is this such a rich crime area that the police need to be waiting there. Like the police aren't waiting outside my apartment building every day to arrest someone. Maybe they should be. But it's, here, this is if you absolutely need stupid the same day. RDS. Never fails. Old school viewers will get that. Raptor R. Love it. Supercharged craziness. That guy got the graphics delete. Trying to be low key with his 800 horsepower truck. Okay, so the idea is, I wanted to know what the hell is going on at this place. So, right, I was looking it up. Right, this is how far that story has gone. So I was asking ChatGPT, like, what the hell is going on with this hotel? And it went through the whole history. Like, I found this article about it from the Daily News. First of all, we called. People heard me call it, and then I got the voicemail for the hotel manager. That was Scott McKenzie, right? So I looked him up. Excuse me, Paul McKenzie. Paul McKenzie was his name. I looked him up, and you know, this is LinkedIn here, says, yeah, he's managing the hotel. Right? What else is he doing here? Cooney, you know, whatever. It's just like a small hotel. This guy doesn't need some kind of amazing resume. People can look him up on LinkedIn. It's public stuff he put there for people who want to hire him or do whatever. It says Taqueria Venezuela, that says. Anyway, so this is what we got going on here. But so that guy, I didn't want to leave my voice mail. I didn't want to leave my phone number on his voicemail. That's what I'm saying on the live stream the other day. So these ladies going to the wine bar? I wouldn't think so. But anyway, so I called again this morning. Let me play this for you. This is kind of amazing. Well, sorry, before I called, I was just saying who is the manager because I couldn't remember the guy's name, and it brought up this guy initially, and I was like, well, wait a minute, who the hell is this guy? Scott Ehrlich. So and this is a weird LinkedIn that he's got because he's the general manager of this. So there's two people listed on LinkedIn as being the general manager of this hotel, which, you know, that LinkedIn is not necessarily airtight, right? It's mostly people updating information about themselves, and it's quite easy to forget or have a mistake or something. So didn't really mean that much that there's two people listed there. I initially figured, well, maybe this guy quit or got fired. So I just sort of looked him up. I said Scott Ehrlich and the hotel. And then we got this article from the Daily News from 2019, interestingly, pre-pandemic. And it's talking about how historic this hotel is and a boutique thing and the whole architecture of it and how this family, the Ehrlich family, restored it. They bought it in the 70s and it was, you know, bringing back the unique charm of it and all that. And then, you know, but things went south after the pandemic, and obviously hotels had all kinds of problems. People can read this on the Daily News. That's an article. But anyway, so I just was like, well, who the hell is running this thing? It's not really clear because it doesn't say that Ehrlich sold it. Obviously, I guess some deal was made with the city or whoever. I mean, look at how proud he is of this thing. He's trying to restore it as a boutique hotel here in Manhattan to make money with it, I think, was the idea, not have it become a rundown migrant flea bag or, you know, have the army there. But the point is, so many people started freaking out about this story. Almost 9/11. 23 years. God, it's going to be 25 years soon. That's amazing. There's adult people who that's like, you know, ancient history as much as anything can be. But anyway, It just, something's weird. The Ehrlich family, you know, this thing was like a prized, unique Manhattan gem that is just being treated like a flophouse at best. But right, people were going crazy because I didn't say anything. Particularly, I'm thinking about that idiot Oren Levi, who's told me that he's Mossad. Maybe he's lying, I don't know. I have no way of verifying things like that. But why would you tell someone something like that if it isn't true? Could be myriad reasons, but he's a dunce. I think he's something. I've seen him wearing the NYPD undercover color of the day. He's always hanging out with the cops. He's always spreading news that the cops want spread. He got a NYPD press pass. They will not give me one. And then, you know, there are officers who think they're cool and funny, laugh in my face and are like, oh, ha, you can't get a press pass. It's like, what the hell kind of law enforcement officer are you that you're reveling in restricting people's First Amendment rights? It's just so stupid. They're goons. But the point is, I wanted to talk to the manager of the hotel and straighten out what the hell is going on. So I called the place. This was this morning.
Hey, you calling the Walcott. How can I help you?
Can I speak with the manager, please?
Sure. May I ask
It's
who's
going to be a
calling?
little while of runaround. My name is Jason Goodman.
One moment. Just a moment. I'm trying to get the manager, okay?
Yeah. Keep in mind, there's nobody staying at this hotel. What would the manager be doing?
May I help you?
Yeah, hi. Is this the manager of the hotel?
No, he's not available right now.
So you didn't tell me that. I'd like to speak to the manager. It seems like you guys have the army controlling the hotel. Can you speak to me about that?
There's no army in the hotel.
There was army in the hotel on August 22nd when I was there. Can you tell me what they were doing there?
I believe they were helping with security, but I don't really know.
Well, then you got to connect me to the manager, because I think that you are in violation of the law, and every person working at the hotel, including you, could be subject to a lawsuit. Put the manager on the phone, please. What's your name, did you say? People like that? He just hung up the phone. So I called back, of course. Hi, I think there must be some problem. We got disconnected. You got to put me on the phone with the manager. That last guy hung up the phone.
I did, and I'm going to do it again.
But that guy said he wasn't the manager. Ridiculous, right? So they wouldn't tell me what was going on. Guy in the car was getting nervous about what I was doing. They wouldn't tell me what was going on, so I decided I would come over here and call them again and see if I can speak to the manager now. There's like nobody going into this hotel, which is interesting. There's a woman and her kid sitting there, but are they in the hotel? God, this garbage is disgusting. Let's call them.
I'm not disrespecting this guy.
What's the phone number? Can I speak to Paul McKenzie, please?
He's off for the day. He'll be tomorrow.
He's gone for the day?
Yes, sir.
This guy's never there. Who's managing the hotel?
Same guy.
I see.
Call,
You know, I
I
called during the day, they said he wasn't available. I call at 4:30, you say he's not there. I think you're avoiding me. What is going on with the Army at this hotel? Why do you have the Army in the hotel? Okay, so we see what's going on with this hotel. It does appear to be a migrant hotel. We see there's little kids and ladies with crutches hanging out at this hotel, and they have the Army there. But even if it is a migrant hotel, that doesn't explain why they're allowed to use the Army to protect a hotel. Who's getting that money? I mean, I guess it's the Ehrlich family in this FJC security company, but why are they allowed to use public tax money to hide whatever is going on there from the public? Now, what's this? Ah, look at this. We've got a Walcott hotel vehicle of some kind. It says employee parking permit. So they're moving people. Ah, here's the Army again. So what is the Army doing here, gentlemen? What is the U.S. Army doing at this hotel, gentlemen? Can you tell me? Mr. Rodriguez, can you tell me what the Army is doing here? Why don't you guys tell me what the Army is doing here?
You guys can talk to my chain of command.
Who?
My chain of command.
Who's the commanding officer in this hotel? Excuse me, Marine. I demand to speak to your commanding officer. Why are you walking away from me? You are in violation of the law, sir. You're in violation of the United States Constitution and the Posse Comitatus Act. Who's the commanding officer at this facility? I demand that you tell me. Who is the commanding officer at this facility? I demand to know! Who is in charge? Who is the military person in charge here? Who is the military? Call the cops. Call them now. Who is the military person in charge? Who is the military person in charge of this facility? Get them here now. Don't tell me bye. Don't tell me, call the cops.
All right.
Call the cops.
Okay, no problem.
Get them here right now. I want to know who is in charge. What's your name? What's your name, kiddo? Flip that around. Flip that tag around. Neighborhood Association for Intercultural Affairs. You're breaking the law, bro. Okay. So now we got some more information about what's going on over there. You live in that hotel? Este hotel está para tú? Sí, it is. Aha, he lives in there. That guy lives there. Okay. So now we've got the military protecting foreign invaders. 3 out of 4 arrests by the NYPD are being made by these people. So we've got individual members of the United States military facilitating and participating in an invasion. And that guy calls the cops on me. We got to find out what's going on here from a legal standpoint. Me getting arrested right there wouldn't serve any purpose. I don't know if they could arrest me. I guess they could say trespassing, but as I read that, it involves having no purpose, and I'm trying to speak to the manager, which they will not let me do. I'm trying by phone. I have a legitimate purpose. They are breaking the law. I don't think going there anymore is useful, though. We have 2 more personnel now, so obviously this is an ongoing. The guy lied to me. He said there is no army. That was this morning, but there they are. So why are they lying? Obviously it's a migrant shelter. And see, that's the other thing, is that this really, it hits the tripwire on all the social engineering, because you see Orrin Levi, he was going crazy saying, oh, Jason's lying, saying it's some kind of secret military base. I didn't say that. I just asked them what the military is doing there, and they repeatedly refused to tell me. It seems to me, if it were completely on the up and up, there would be no problem with telling me. There would be someone there who would say, sir, this is a legally sanctioned thing, and we are with the X, Y, and Z doing this and that. But they're not doing that, because I think they've realized that if and when people find out what they are doing, they're going to be pissed off. Now, I said something incorrect the other day. I told that dude that they were putting a casino in here. And that actually was correct at one point, but something happened and they changed their mind, I found out. Like, there's a certain number of casino licenses that they're giving, and Richard Branson, for whatever reason, decided he didn't want one. I wonder who convinced him of that. But anyway, they're not putting a casino there. It's just going to be a hip and trendy, you know, whatever it is, Virgin Hotel. So that's interesting. We've got the Army in there still doing whatever. Are they recruiting people? That guy who answered yes, that hotel is for him. I said, is that hotel for you? He said yes. He answered yes. So they're living in there. I've never doubted that it's a migrant shelter, but my question is, what is the Army doing there? And if the answer is the Army is there because it's a migrant shelter, that's not a good answer. Why doesn't the Army protect regular people's apartment buildings? I don't want them to, but why are they protecting that? I want to know everything. Is this Charles? I want to know everything about how the hell the Army got there, because if people just say, oh, you know, it's the National Guard, so the Posse Comitatus Act, that doesn't do it. No, what I'm saying is, I want to know what it is that Kathy Hochul thinks is the emergency that allows her to have the powers to put the Army there. They obviously don't want me to speak to the manager. If the manager had something good to say about the explanation of why this is happening, they would just say it. I'm not such an important person that they need to avoid me. You know, they could just be like, hey, Jason, we're doing it for this or that reason. That's funny. Dog in the baby stroller. So, I mean, Wolcott Hotel. Who knew? Oh boy. See, this looks like an old school New York guy. Somebody bought him. Look at that huge bottle of Absolute Peach. God, the guy's not as asleep as he looked, but his feet are in bad shape.
You getting that shit on?
Yeah, this guy's always got something stupid to say. So that's it. That's the big reveal. The Army is still over there. They're lying about it. That's the key. Why? Why would they lie about it? So, oh yeah, here's the other thing about how far this story went. So I was asking ChatGPT about that dude, Ehrlich. And I said, has he sold the hotel? Is there any other news about it? And it did find some news, you know, about how he made some statements about how it said that he didn't sell the hotel, but that he had made statements that, you know, closing the hotel indefinitely was the best decision given the circumstances after the pandemic. And ChatGPT also said in August of 2024, it was reported that the Army was at the hotel. And I was like, wow, holy cow. So my little viral news thing has now permeated the consciousness or whatever of ChatGPT. That's pretty wild to think about because, I mean, think about that. See, a lot of people think that Elon Musk paid too much for Twitter. And the thing is, I think he saw value in it that other people didn't see and weren't using. And that value is the constant. See, I'm saying this not to be like rah-rah Elon Musk, because I actually am incredibly pissed off at him and need to do a counter lawfare show about Goodman versus the city of New York, which included Elon Musk. What a mess. But I was reminded how much emphasis he's put onto community notes, because with all the Brazil stuff, he's saying that they're going to be doing community notes in every language. And see, the purpose of community notes is he wants to crowdsource the truth. He wants as many people who are vetted by whatever kind of process. You know, he's into scaling things and not like just doing crowdsource the truth with Jason. That's my approach, is that I was tired of startup companies with all these people and personalities and everybody trying to steal my technology and credit and everything. I was just saying, I'm gonna just do this by me. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to scale things up by orders of magnitude, and so that needs algorithms and processes and things like that. And that's what Community Notes is all about, is a way to use the power of the crowd to get to the truth. And I think the reason that he wants to do that is because he wants to use this to constantly train AI. And he's kind of right. Like, if I hear other AI companies talking about how they've kind of run out of data to train these things on. And although that might sound crazy, think about it. I mean, it's like, you know, you read every book in every library and then you're done. And if you're a computer, I mean, you know, you can take like 100-page court filing, throw it at the thing and say, read this and give me a summary. And 30 seconds later, it's done that. So the notion that it could read every book and watch every movie and listen to every song and look at every video, I mean, that's happening. They have giant buildings, data centers filled up with the fastest computers in the world. I think Elon Musk said they just released Colossus, the fastest, what was it? It was like the biggest artificial intelligence training, the most, I forget what those chips are, that whatever the NVIDIA thing is, but I think they have the most of those, and they just unleashed that. And so he wants to constantly be feeding it with new data. His competitive edge for his AI 10 years on, I believe he wants it to be the most authentic data going in. And it's a pretty smart tactic. But anyway, when I say truth, it's his version of the truth, you know? They don't seem to want to talk about the Twitter coup. They don't want to talk about the Twitter coup. They want to talk about the Twitter files. Taibbi, Schellenberger, Musk, they will not mention it. I don't understand. And Brett Weinstein, I sent it to him. Not that he and I are exactly in communication, but this was weird. You know, after that dust up a week or two ago, I apologized to him. I made a mistake. And then he liked that, which I thought was interesting, but he didn't follow me, which is fine. I don't know. I guess that was weird to me, but he's not interested in following me. But I did send him by text the Twitter coup. And I'm like, listen, man, if you don't want Brazilian justice coming here, somebody with one of these million follower accounts has got to put some attention on this relationship between Barack Obama, Adam Sharp, and Valerie Caproni. And I just don't see anybody doing it. I don't know why. I cannot get anybody at all interested in that. And I think it would change the discussion substantially. So there's got to be a reason why they don't want to do it. And there's got to be a reason why those guys at the Walcott Hotel don't want to talk to me. We could guess, but I'd rather find out exactly what it is. I don't know how we're going to do that, but thanks to everybody who has been helping me keep things going. I wouldn't be able to do these kind of investigations if it wasn't for the people who sponsor the show on odyssey.com/@crowdsourcethetruth, crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com, and subscribestar.com and patreon.com. crowdsource the truth. Don't forget, Odyssey is the most economical way to sponsor the show. It actually saves me money, and you get access to the largest library of legacy Crowdsource the Truth content anywhere on the internet. Great way to support an independent technology company, Odyssey, and independent journalism, Crowdsource the Truth. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. What the hell is going on at the Walcott Hotel? Very strange.